You know that feeling, right? You ask a chatbot for a joke or maybe a story idea, and you get the same kind of bland, predictable answer every single time. It's a super common frustration. But what if I told you the reason for this AI deja vu isn't some bug in the code, but it's actually, well, it's us? And what if the fix was just a simple little prompting trick? Okay, let's get into it.
So here's the game plan for this explainer. First, we're going to look at why AIs get stuck in a creative rut. Then, we'll uncover the surprising human reason behind it all. After that, I'll walk you through a simple method called verbalized sampling to get way better answers. We'll look at the proof and then wrap up with why this is such a huge deal for where AI is headed. All right, first up, let's tackle this problem head on, the collapse of AI creativity. It's that moment when the initial wow factor of the AI wears off, and you're just left with these really repetitive, predictable responses. And this slide just shows it perfectly. Look, on the left, you ask for a coffee joke with a simple prompt, and you get the exact same "it got mugged" punchline 5 times in a row. But on the right, using a slightly different technique, boom, you get 5 totally different, actually clever jokes. This right here is the whole problem and the solution in one picture. Now, this whole thing actually has a technical name. It's called mode collapse. And here's what's happening. The AI is trying so hard to be helpful and give us what it thinks we want that it just learns to play it super safe. It finds the most average good answer and just serves that up again and again, collapsing all of its other creative possibilities into one single boring mode. So you'd think this is an algorithm thing, right? Something the engineers need to go in and fix. But the research we're digging into today points to a much, much more surprising cause. So what's really going on under the hood? Is it just a glitch in the matrix? A simple bug in the code that needs patching? Well, nope. The real answer is actually a fascinating twist, and it's rooted in our own psychology. It's something called typicality bias. Turns out, when we humans are asked to rate AI answers, we subconsciously prefer the stuff that feels familiar, predictable, and easy to understand. We give higher scores to the typical good answer, and by doing that, we are literally training the AI to be less creative and more average. This visual nails it. Just imagine the raw AI model as this big, messy cloud of weird, wild, and wonderful ideas. But as we train it with our feedback, our typicality bias acts like a funnel. It squeezes all that incredible creative potential down until only the single, safest, most typical answer can get through. We're accidentally teaching our AIs to be boring. Okay, but here is the really good news. Now that we know what's causing it, we can actually work around it. And there's an incredibly simple trick that doesn't require retraining the model at all. It's just about asking in a smarter way. The method is called verbalized sampling, and here's how easy it is. Step 1, instead of asking for one answer, ask for a list, a whole set of possibilities. Step 2, and this is the secret sauce, you tell the AI to assign a probability to each of those answers. And that's it. By forcing it to show you a whole range of options, you make it bypass that single safest choice and tap back into all the rich, diverse knowledge it has from its original training. And here you go, a prompt you can literally copy and paste straight out of the research paper. It is that simple. You're not just asking for ideas anymore. You're asking the AI to show you its work, to tell you how confident it is in each idea. And that one little act of verbalizing its options is what unlocks all that creativity. Okay, so the theory sounds good and the method seems easy. But does this thing actually work in the real world? Let's get to the proof and see this in action with some real examples and data. This is probably my favorite example from the whole study. On the left, a direct prompt to write a story about a bear. What do you get? A bear in the woods. Fine, but, generic. But on the right, using verbalized sampling, you get Bernard the tax accountant bear from Seattle. I mean, the difference in creativity is it's night and day. And hey, this isn't just a one-off anecdote. The hard numbers completely back this up. This chart shows that verbalized sampling can increase the diversity of AI responses by 1.6 to 2.1 times. So you're pretty much doubling the creative range of the model just by changing how you ask your question. This technique isn't just for fun creative writing either. It has serious applications. In this simulation, an AI had to persuade a user to donate to charity. The AI using a direct prompt was pretty far off from how a real human would behave. But the AI using verbalized sampling, it produced results that were much, much closer to actual human behavior, which shows it can generate far more realistic and nuanced interactions. So,
We've got a problem, we've identified the cause, and we've found a proven solution. Now let's zoom out and look at the bigger picture. Why does any of this really matter? Let's boil this all down to the absolute key conclusions. First, mode collapse isn't an AI code problem, it's a data problem caused by our own human typicality bias. Second, and this is the really hopeful part, the AI's creativity isn't gone. It's just been buried under all that alignment training. It's still there. Third, verbalized sampling is the key to unlocking all that hidden potential, and you don't need any fancy retraining to do it. And finally, this works across the board: creative writing, dialogue, Q&A, you name it. This means we can get better brainstorming, more realistic game characters, and way more innovative solutions from our AI tools. Speaking of probabilities and diversity scores, we ran our own little analysis, and it suggests there is about a 98% probability that subscribing to us here at VibeDoc on YouTube will significantly increase your personal interesting facts diversity score. So please, whatever you do, don't let your feed fall into a subscription mode collapse. Go ahead and hit that button and diversify your YouTube feed with more explainers just like this one. And that really brings us to the final thought here. If a tiny, simple change in how we ask a question can unlock this much hidden potential, it really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other incredible AI capabilities are just sitting right there, hiding in plain sight, waiting for us to find the right way to ask?